My name is Senzo Mchunu. I swear that all the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and all the truth. So help me God.
Thank you so much. I hand over to your legal counsel.
My predecessor can't be part of what I mean. You can't say he will come and say he is not happy, as if it is his duty to do so. Now it's not. I'm here now, taking you through the reasons. Could I go ahead, Senior Counsel?
Just hold a moment, Senior Counsel. Honorable Malema.
Sorry, Honorable Chair.
Hold.
Sorry.
Let me start. The first reason.
I have recognized an honorable member.
Thank you, Chair. I think the question was not answered about whether did you meet Honorable Masemola, General Masemola,
oh, yes,
Khumalo, and Mkhwanazi. Not whether when it was formed, the president met them. That was not the question. The question was, did you meet General Masemola before we go to issuing of a letter? I think there we didn't get the answer there.
Now I'll accept that, and then respond by saying the meeting on the 1st of November, where I made remarks or statements of a policy nature. I don't know whether that has since been supplied to all of you. Those minutes, you will see who was there. And you will see which, the minutes of 1 November 2024. Yeah, the distribution may not have taken place, but it's
Minister, sorry, if just to refer the Honourable Chair and Honourable Members to the relevant volume, that's Exhibit Bundle 4, and it's at pages 163 to 177.
So could I go ahead? It was a meeting that was called to discuss the organizational structure. Now, I made remarks on page 3 of 15. The people who were present was Minister of Police, and I welcome Deputy Ministers, National Commissioner, General Masemola, and all other people who are present. Now, it doesn't say who else was present, but maybe if we get information, my understanding is that We were with provincial commissioners as well, not just General Mkhwanazi alone. So I make remarks there. The minister further indicated there was even labor there.
Which page you reading from?
I read from page 3 of
3 of 15.
15. The minister further indicated that there must be reconsideration and review of certain capabilities, such as political killings task team, which are primarily about addressing serious crimes. He stated that SAPS should guard against creating structures, units based on specific category, while these duplicate the existing capabilities, e.g. taxi killings, political killing, all being about murders. This is what I said in the presence of management. Now, further down in the same page, you will see what General Masimula said. General Masimula indicated that the matter of the provincial commissioners was resolved some time ago, which was under discussion. He goes on and talk about. So he further stated that in terms of the inspectorate, in principle, management agreed that there's a need to do away with it. That's the first unit that we dissolved. And it's not and this is a unit. It was not even the task team. It's a unit in the organogram. However, there are difficulties with doing away with the unit right away. We acknowledge and accepted that. He gave example of affordability and so on. He further explained that a political killing capability that is in place was in a form of a task team and not a fixed unit established. So these were elaborate statements that were made in that meeting of a policy nature. National Political Task Team. They then started the process. This was the beginning of the process. They were analyzing what's happening at that time. And they were building a study that would be approved at a later stage. They were in the early stages, in other words, but already a year later, after the establishment, they were busy at work, but not yet having successfully created these structures. That's the thing. The specialist units were being established, they were being fused in, and so on. So these were early stages, Senior Counsel. It was going to be some time before you could say, we now no longer need the political killings task team. This was not the time. It was merely a recognition, a concept, but they had already begun to say you need specialized teams or specialized units. So, and they were beginning to envisage how it will look like. Now, building on that ourselves, because this thing got approved, it could have been implemented even long before we arrived. And so we say, let's review the structure to suit the imperatives of the 7th administration.
So is your, sorry to cut you, but are you saying that this was already approved by the time you assumed the position of Minister of Police, but there was a failure or
implementation was slow.
Implemented
was slow. It had not reached the level where you could then do away or disband the National Political Killings Task Team. That's why they extended its life up to 2022 via motivations, via presentations, and then the National Commissioner and the Minister sign that we extend the existence of the National Political Task Team, which will then extend or provide finance or funding. So these two things needed to go parallel together in order to meet the obligations of the PFMA, so that you don't fund a structure outside the organogram perpetually without accounting properly for it in terms of the objective for which it was created right from 2018.
Over the years, and then
Okay.
To be fair, she's at times she bravely stood her ground during the apartheid years, and there was police brutality. So I do, but I'm not sure that if she writes a letter to me and I'm the Minister of Police, I'm necessarily going to take her advice or take her seriously.
No, I haven't said I took her advice. I merely said she wrote to me.
Well, you're not dealing with your reasons. The Mary de Haas letter is one of those reasons.
She wrote a letter to me. I'm still telling the story, what happened. So she wrote to me and I read it. But let me open up about what I normally do when I receive letters or calls. I normally don't ignore when people write or call me. I tried and make an effort to respond to what they say. There are many people who have phoned me over time, but I've never met them. But sometimes I respond to them. So I did look at the letters and so on. And I also read her correspondence to the portfolio committee. If I'm not mistaken, she would have written to me and CC'd them to me and so on. Now, I do also ask my communications people to get articles written by people about South African Police Service, to get them to me in the form of copies and so on. Not with the purpose of responding to, but getting to know what they have to say about South African police, including her. So I then indicate what she was saying on various occasions about that, and I read those things that she spoke about. Then there's another lady called Patricia Mashale, who write almost every second day about South African police, especially on the negative side. So I read what she writes, but I've never responded and I've never called her to discuss any of her articles or letters or WhatsApps or whatever. I just read and keep. And at some point, the way she writes to us, I got a bit worried because she seems to know quite a lot of things, including letters written by this person or that person within SAPS. So I asked the IGI to say, can you give me, can you work on the profile of this lady? I just need to know more about her, and he did. And he wrote back to me about what he was saying to me about her and so on. Basically saying, well, his own understanding of her, having profiled her, his understanding of her is mixed. There are things that she says that are true, but there are others that are true, but she continues to write, and sometimes about something that is a mere rumor that doesn't exist and so on. So her correspondence was mixed.
So you got someone to do a little bit of homework on Ms. Mashale?
Yes, because I didn't know her. It's not like Mary de Haas, who I knew.
You didn't need anyone to do any homework on Ms. Haas?
Mary?
De Haas.
Yeah, I've said I know Mary.
Yeah.
I've known her for a long time. particularly through her writings and what she says and so on. That's what I said, not Moke.
I think she also appeared before the Morani.
Yes, yes.
Some kind of
yes. But Mashale, I had never met and I had not heard, but she was really posting things and so on. And then I asked the IGI to look at and write to me about her, and he did, and I read it. And at some point, I shared the understanding of the IGI with National Commissioner to say, hey, this is what IGI is saying about Patricia Morgan. But National Commissioner, she has also written to her or sent WhatsApp to him and so on. We just shared that generally and we passed.
Does it or would it concern you that Brown Mogotsi, whom I think you said you do know him.
Did I say?
Brown Mogotsi.
What did I say?
I said, you must correct me that you do know him or you know of him, Brown Mogotsi. You're nodding yes?
Yes, I know him.
Yes, you know. Now,
yes, I know him.
Now, my question is, would it bother you that you issued your directive, it appears at 5:20 on the 31st of December 2024, is that right?
Yes.
Thank you. Because that we picked up from, I think, the affidavit of Masimola. So would it concern or bother you that at 10:38, Mogotsi sends a WhatsApp to Kat Matlala indicating, and I quote from the WhatsApp, the task team that came to your house and arrested you has been dissolved / disbanded, !
10:30 on the same day.
On the same day. On January 1st, Mogotsi informed Matlala.
On January the 1st?
Yeah.
Okay.
That he would be meeting with you and Lieutenant General Sabia. He says in a text message, good day, I've arranged a meeting for Sabia and the minister. Must have a solution.
There are two questions there. The first one is, would it concern me that Mogotsi seems
shortly after you
yes,
issued?
It would concern me.
It would?
It would concern me because I wouldn't know how that happened. But not only when my letter found its way into his hands on the date and time, it would have concerned me if my letter found its way into any other person's hand. I would similarly worry how it happened. And therefore the answer is straight. It would worry me. I would be very much concerned. Now, about this meeting, which is my second response, that he would arrange a meeting. It is him, apparently, who talks about that, not me. I never, and I want to repeat, I never spoke to Brown Mogotsi in this period, particularly about the disbandment. How he got to know, how he got access to the letter, it is better explained by him. And that will be the only time that I would get to know how it happened. But about this meeting, there was no such meeting on my side. It was never communicated to me. I would know what the meeting would have been about. I never spoke to Sbia about this meeting, that there was a meeting that was imminent between me and him. that I had sent somebody, and nobody ever raised the issue of a meeting between me and Sbia after the letter of directives.
Did
From the 6th of July, I'm smelling General Mkhwanazi. And this is the first opportunity that I'm getting to explain myself. And I'm going to do justice to that. And I'm pleading with you to give me the opportunity to do that. Considering as well that he has gone to the commission for quite a long time, piling the accusations
on a point of order,
and so on. So I'm responding to those.
On a point of order.
Let me take, because I didn't want you to debate them.
On a point of order.
Let me take the two hands, Honorable Malema, Honorable Skosana.
No, I don't think you explained properly to a minister. We're not leaving. We're asking how long will you take to respond to this question so we can break for comfort break and come back. You are still with us. We can be here until 2 in the morning. Don't worry. We're just asking for comfort break.
I would say, thank you very much for that. I'm very, very comfortable. And I'm subject. I thought that you were saying you want to break. So I'm obliged to your direction, to your directives.
Yeah.